Hey, veterans win here. So why am I going to vote for Andrew Yang? So there's a lot of different factors, but he gave me a lot of hopes. I've seen progress just stagnant and not improving. Yes, there was green energy people talking about, but a lot of these politicians are outdated. They're not up to date with their education. Even myself, I have to admit, my ignorance is in my generations who were exposed to the internet and changes with Microsoft and different type of technology, but we didn't get the up-to-date educations because we were just at the tips of all of everything. Since then everything has changed, massive amount of change, and you can see even our government computer systems are behind, our IT security is behind, and not only that, AI, as Andrew Yang shared, we are definitely behind the world. What happened is we developed things, but we never further expanding the research and development on it. For instance, in Japan, the LCD technology, liquid crystals, TV, it's basically invented in the United States. But we didn't think about applying that toward, television. So the Japanese take that and make them to really cool TV. So if you think about those kind of things, around the world, we have all this cool tech. We started here, but we never really went further into it. Also, the cost of education. So if we are stop insourcing doctors and high quality skilled people, who gonna replace all the baby boomer and who gonna support all the trends? If you're looking at right now, there's a shortages in all sorts of high skill level jobs. Even myself, continuously, I've been going to school and taking night classes every now and then. When is it enough? I mean, it's tiring. I mean, I gotta work, and many of you are in the same situations. We cannot compete with computers. I'm at the stage now to make a decent living compared to my siblings. I have to work my ass off beyond 40 hours a week. That's what happens when you get into salary. And additionally, if you have to add school on top of that, it's impossible. It is hard to keep up with the relationships because every day after work, I have no ability and incapable of want to talk, communicate other human. I just want to be left alone because I'm so stressed out from work. So I'm sharing that with you is as we become more efficient as human, we lose a lot of humanity. So let's find a different way. We need somebody who understands competitions out there in the world, making our competitive advantage here at home drastically improve, but at the same time, help us to restore humanity. You mean the concept of working floor 10? I think that should be a national mandatory, and give us an extra day to recover. If we're going to be so efficient, we should take a look at people like nurses and doctors. They have to work them long shifts and then have some time off. Increasing traffic, that's better for economy anyway. So there's so much of things we could tackle. And again, I think Andrew Yang is not just fresh, he's not just innovative, but he's valid for what's going on in the present world. Most of our candidates probably were around, when computers really not at where it should be. Right now, technology can slow down a little bit in terms of advancements because so much have been already explored, right? There's only so much left. But the possibility of those multiplying in terms of the combinations of what are the next changes, it's not so much of new. Nowadays, it's reinvented knowledge with addition. So it's not like fresh and brand new so much anymore. So in that way, I'm thinking we should taxing on the AI. So humans should never have to compete with AI technology, from employment to just be able to put food on the table. And the universal basic income makes some sense because you have to consider many of us work so much we can't even take care of our elderly parents. I mean, are you scared and afraid of taking sick leaves just to take care of your parents? Because, projects, demands, and your employees rate you by performance. It's no longer, take a sick day, take two sick days, and be all right. It's where you want to hurry on up, get back to work. You're afraid of taking vacations for what if you got hurt while you're traveling? How's that going to look, in terms of the medical costs coming back home? So it's all of this, right? So we have a lot of things to fix. And give a president 48 years, that's not enough. We got to take a look at our congressional people. We have to start electing people make sense. So earlier today, somebody at VA asked me, what I recommend to a young kids beside joining the Marines because the person don't think is a good idea. And I shared, you know what? beyond the armed services, what about things like become an ambassador, work for the Department of States, or work for FEMA? There's so many different ways our young people can serve. Moving forward, war is just not affordable for this country. So there's no need, to look so much into joining the armed services at this point. Futuristically, soldier will be replaced with technologies and robots. So the cost of a human life is going to be so expensive because we don't birth that much anymore. So think about it. So if you are a person who think forward, I highly suggest you find different ways to serve this country. Make us become so advanced that we don't need a single soldiers in the army. But we need operators. We need average civilians. We need people that can, you know, make our humanity a little bit louder and sustain, because we become a place where stress and competitions have ruined it all for everyone. What about the quality of life? Let's start questioning that. And he was right. Andrew Yang said, our GDP should include a national happiness score. And I'm all for that. So that's why I think, from an intellectual point of view, he is the right person, for this jobs. Because most of the other folks, they're talking about the same stuff that expect voters to be very uneducated, ill-informed, and you don't want that. You want somebody who tell you the truth, even if you don't have the capacity to understand, allow you to do research and reflect. That's happened sometimes to very forward thinker and people who can forecast what's ahead. And I think that's in Andrew Yang. So I'm gonna make a donation to this campaign. Who cares about Iowa today? I'm still with Andrew Yang, and I congratulate him all the way to whenever and whatever he desires for the future. All right, thanks.